Good morning, everybody. Shalom. The information that I'm about to present you will strengthen you and equip you with high capability if you're a politician to be successful in your career. If you're not a politician, you will definitely have the opportunity to understand some of the important information that you need when you live in the United States of America and to understand some of the problems that we have in this country. And if you are somebody who has never taken a stage or held a microphone to speak or never been on media, never been in front of a media camera, then you will have the ability to overcome those challenges. You will be able to overcome the challenges associated with your with your problems addressing the audience. For me, I have never taken the stage. I have acted in dramas and short films, and I have taken stages few times. But I'm not saying that I'm going to be very effective when it comes to taking the stage, but I am on my way to get there. I know how it is done. All you have to do is you just simply have to calm yourself and look the audience in their eyes and start speaking. That's all you need to do. It's very important that you understand the questions asked by the audience or the media personnel. By you understanding the questions completely, you will be able to analyze and you can make the judgment and answer the question. That's what you need to do. You have to be efficient when it comes to addressing a question. You have to be unflappable. You have to calm yourself down and get ready for the question. That's all you need to do. It's very simple. It's all part of the deal when it comes to political campaigns. And you can do this. There is no question. If you are somebody who would like to put your foot into politics, you have to have these types of capabilities, and people will not look down on you. Okay, let's go ahead and start. What are some of the problems faced by the United States today? Climate change is one of the problems that we have today, and climate change happens as a result of global warming. What is global warming? When the Earth's atmosphere absorbs heat from the sun, it is also called infrared radiation. It re-emits or re-radiates into the atmosphere. In other words, it bounces back into the atmosphere where it is trapped by greenhouse gases. And therefore, these re-radiated rays of sun will come back onto the surface of the earth, creating global warming scenario. And the natural calamities that we see in the world are as a result of global warming, such as high ocean tide, hurricane, tornado, drought, and the agricultural problems that we have, and you name it. All these things are as a result of global warming. When we take a look into the history of the world, global warming has been on the rise in the recent decades as opposed to in the ancient times. Especially in the past several decades, we have seen a tremendous hike on this. It is because of the human activities. So let's go through these. What are some of the factors causing global warming effect in the world? Number one, water vapor. Water vapor is the most abundant greenhouse gas which amplifies the effect of other gases. That is the most abundant one. Carbon dioxide, CO2, released from burning fossil fuels, solid waste, and deforestation. It's very simple to understand. Carbon is emitted by industrial activities. We're talking about high carbon footprint all over the world. And it is also emitted to solid waste. When you burn waste, carbon is released. And it is also true when it comes to deforestation. When you cut down trees, the trees don't have the ability to absorb carbon, and therefore high carbon will be the result. Methane, or CH4, one carbon atom, four hydrogen atoms, CH4, emitted during the production of coal, natural gas, and oil, livestock, and other agricultural activities. It is very simple. When you produce natural gas and extract oil, these will result in high methane emission. Let's talk about how livestock contribute to high methane emission. You know that the cattle are subject to something called regurgitation. They can bring back the chewed food back from the stomach to the mouth to consumption at a later time. It is something called enteric fermentation. So the bacteria digest the food. So through this process, methane is emitted. Belching is the process through which the methane is emitted into the atmosphere. Nitrous oxide is another greenhouse gas that we want to talk about today. Agricultural and land use activities produce this. Industrial processes and the burning of fossil fuel are also contributing factors of high nitrous oxide in the atmosphere. Fluorinated gases is another one that we want to talk about today. Fluorinated gases. The gas has the fluorine in it, and the three of the most ones are hydrofluorocarbon and perfluorocarbon, and of course the sulfur hexafluoride. And these are emitted through industrial industrial activities. So we want to work on this. If you are a politician, you need to be able to understand what are some of the causative factors associated with global warming process or global warming. So when you're able to understand these processes, then you have an idea as to how to reduce it. We certainly want to stand to reduce our carbon footprint in this country, and it is estimated that U.S. Is the country that produces the most carbon, or responsible for the most carbon emission in the world. You probably will disagree with me, but I'm telling you, our industrial activities are out of line. We just want to make up policies and stand for restrictions associated with these companies having the ability to produce more carbon. That's what we need to do. And automobiles also contribute to tremendous air pollution and carbon. And we have to efficient in our ability to provide, reduce the carbon emission associated with automobiles in this country. Emission test is very important when it comes to passing inspection of a vehicle. So if we can restrict those manufacturers producing automobiles that does not stand in line to reduce carbon emission in this country through automobiles, then we can definitely reduce it to a certain extent. This video is not going to be, the length is not going to be enough to cover everything, and I will be coming back to you with another in just a few minutes. Let's see if we can keep going with this, So what I have. So inflation is another problem. So high cost of living is definitely ravaging our general public in this country. A lot of people don't have the means to live a productive life because of them facing high cost of living scenario. And that needs to change. Affordable housing is very important. A lot of politicians in this country don't understand. They have become so selfish, and they have become so indifferent and they don't have any concern about their constituents, and that is really a problem in this country. So we want to work on inflation here, and we want to reduce cost of living. It's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. When you hear the word inflation, we're talking about the rate at which the price of goods and services increase. It is increasing to a massive degree as days go by, and we know that, and we want to put a stop to it. That's what politicians should stand for. So if you are out on a campaign trip or a campaign speech, then you need to know some of the important things associated with associated with America is facing in terms of negativity. Some of the problems we have: social issues, economic issues, immigration problems. We have a lot of problems. I remember Al Gore taking the stage one time, and he began by saying, "Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for your warm welcome. I really appreciate you." That's how you need to begin. You just want to simply, when you take the stage, you just simply stand behind the podium and in front of the microphone, and you can simply say, "Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for your kind attention." Well, if you were to say something, or "Thank you all so much for that warm welcome. Thank you for that applause. Thank you for welcoming me. I really appreciate you. Today, you know what? I'm here to tell you what are some of the things that I'm going to accomplish through my campaign, through my presidency, if you will, or through my any position, whatever the position that I'm able to get or able to be in." So it's going to be very simple, ladies and gentlemen. And let's talk about immigration for a second. In America, reproductive activity is the one that causes the higher number of population in this country. Second place goes to immigration. Immigration has been on the rise for many decades, and it is going up in number. And the rapid growth of population in this country is associated with reproductive activity. And American population comprises of diverse ethnic groups. So about 200 million people are considered to be whites or Caucasian. And they believe in having an extended family. And there is nothing wrong with that. You have the right to have as many children as you want in your family according to your desire. In this country, you have the freedom, as opposed to China, where they can only have two unless they are willing to pay for the government to have more children. So you have the right. Immigration, we want to curtail the immigration in this country. We want to reduce the number of people that come to this country legally or illegally. And in this way, we can definitely reduce the population in this country. World population is increasing it's increasing as years go by. If we are not able to put a stop to it, we will not be able to overcome the challenges associated with the rapid growth of population at any time. We want to do that. If we are able to start the process today, we will be able to have a better future for our children. If we're not able to do it, then they are going to suffer. We have limited resources in this world, and the population is going higher and higher, and we want to put a stop to it. And I hope that we will be able to. I'm running out of time right now. I'm going to come back with you. I'm going to come back to you with another video in just a few minutes, so you will know more about this. I really want to thank you for your kind attention. Shalom, everybody.